ZO2 is somebody that has made it clear that they would love to run it back with the core that they have in Chicago, and with the season that he and the Chicago Bulls were having before everything started unraveling, it's easy to understand why. The Bulls would depart from the playoffs in a somewhat ugly fashion at the hands of the Milwaukee Bucks, but their departure wouldn't tell the full story of their season. Neither would Lonzo's, who quite literally didn't log a minute in the playoffs, and we'll get into why that is turning into a big deal later in this video. Guys, let's just say that in this video we have a ton to talk about, but before we go any further, let's get a word from our sponsor. This video is brought to you guys by Squarespace. Squarespace is a unique all-in-one platform for growing your online business and presence. A lot of you guys may not know this, but I used to run a few websites a long time ago. I had to teach myself how to code and all that stuff. It was really kind of hard. I really wish I had Squarespace, because with Squarespace, building an engaging website is as simple as a few clicks. Selling products, content, or whatever has literally never been easier. Squarespace has tons of templates that fill all content types. From galleries to blogs, if you need it, Squarespace has it. Don't judge me for this, but check out this awesome Herb Jones for DPOY website that I was able to build in a matter of minutes. All I had to do was use one of their easy to use templates. Look, I know the Pelicans already got eliminated, but the hope that Herb Jones wins DPOY one day lives on. You're never lost in the sauce with Squarespace. They have all of the tools and analytics that you need to make sure that you're on the right track. If you act now, you'll be able to take advantage of my special offer, which gives you 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. All you have to do is use my custom link down in the description below. That's squarespace.com/GetLikeCoop. Once again, that's squarespace.com/GetLikeCoop. I want to give a major shout out to Squarespace for supporting our channel. Lonzo hasn't played an NBA game since January 14th because of what was initially diagnosed as a bone bruise for his knee. As time went on, Zo would be diagnosed with a torn meniscus, which he underwent surgery for January 28th. Note that this wouldn't be Lonzo's first meniscus tear. According to Shams, there was hope at one point that Zo would be able to monitor his knee injury and play through it, calling the procedure that he would need minor. Since Zo's surgery, sadly everything is felt everything but minor, with Zo eventually being ruled out for the season. Zo being ruled out was not the initial plan, though it was always an option. When Zo had surgery, it was reported that he would begin a 6 to 8 week return timeline. At one point before the surgery, it was reported by Woj that Zo's timeline could be as short as 4 to 6 weeks, but unfortunately for Zo and the Chicago Bulls, his timeline would keep growing and growing and growing. Things had got so bad that it felt like setbacks had overtaken the whole process. Now mind you that around the time that Zo got injured was around the same time that the Bulls season started to turn for the worse. This season, the Bulls have seen some incredible highs, but at the same time they've seen some painfully daunting lows. April 6th, the Chicago Bulls would rule Lonzo Ball out for the season, including the NBA playoffs. April 8th, the Chicago Bulls said that ZO2 was continuing to rehab his knee, but that they were no longer attempting to ramp him up physically, but he would continue treatment with the goal of subduing discomfort in the area. April 28th, Lonzo Ball himself would say that his recovery remains at a standstill, and that he plans to meet with a knee specialist the following week to see if he would require a second surgery during this offseason. That same day, he also said that it's very frustrating. This year we had a lot of promise, and we had a lot of goals that I don't think were met, mainly due to a lot of health issues. And ultimately, I think that he's right. When it comes to injuries and when it comes to health, I really do believe that the Chicago Bulls are one of the most unlucky franchises in the NBA. Now, I know that everybody believes that their franchise is the most unlucky, and look, maybe they're right. I'm just saying that I think at this point in time that you have to put the Chicago Bulls up there. At the end of the day, this designation is not one that should be desired. April 29th, Billy Donovan would state that there's no answer to why Lonzo is feeling discomfort in his knee. I don't even need to say it, but that's not exactly what you want to hear. For Lonzo, this wouldn't be the only injury problem that he's had in his career, only playing 52, 47, 63, 55, and 35 games in every season so far respectively. To be real with you guys, I thought Zoe played more than 35 games this season. His games played really helps to put his unfortunate injury history into perspective. Is it bad that I still haven't forgotten everybody talking about Zoe's ankles? There were quite a few people that thought that Zoe's ankles would be an issue that he wouldn't be able to overcome. Zoe's ankles had bothered him for some time. With everybody trying to find the root of Zoe's ankle issues, people started to believe that the quality of the big baller brands... That actually sounded kind of crazy. I'm sorry, I just got a bit of nostalgia. At one point, I was seriously thinking about buying some big baller merch. Say what you want about the quality of the shoes, but back in the day, that brand was moving. That was actually a perfect segue back to what I was just talking about. People started to believe that the quality of the big baller brand shoes was lacking. If you go back a few years, you can find multiple articles expressing concern about not only his ankles, but also the BBBs. Back in 2019, the Lakers actually asked him if the shoes were causing him any problems. His response? Yeah, they talked to me. They asked me about it and I told them I feel comfortable. If I wasn't comfortable, I wouldn't play in them. As somebody that's torn their Achilles and had tendonitis wearing a certain type of shoe, only for that pain to go away while wearing another type of shoe, I 150% believe that the right shoes or cushion can play a part in the prevention of injury. Tearing an Achilles is a pain that I wish that nobody would have to face. I tore mine last July and honestly, I'm not sure if I'll ever be close to the same. Guys like KD, Klay Thompson, these guys are different types of beasts. But yeah guys, don't let price tags fool you. A hefty price does not equal good quality. To get back to ZO2, at one point in New Orleans, it seemed as if the universe was against Zoe. With the Pelicans, I saw Zoe hurt his ankle simply dribbling the ball down the court. Nobody around, no real pressure, just another unconventional ankle injury. We've talked enough about Zoe's ankle, let's get back to talking about his knee. A few days ago, it was reported that Zoe's knee isn't getting any better, and the Bulls front office is concerned about why he still has pain anytime he tries to ramp up. According to the Cap Man, the concern in Chicago is serious. I understand Chicago's concern. The Chicago Bulls acquired Lonzo Ball on a 4-year, $80 million deal this past offseason. This is somebody that's only completed the first year of their deal. And also, don't forget that he's not the only Bull last season that had been battling injury. Now there's a chance that everything isn't as bad as we think if what LeVar Ball is saying is true. LeVar Ball told the Cap Man that his son will be ready for the start of the 2022-2023 season. He said that Lonzo will not need another surgery. To quote LeVar word for word, he should be ready for this season this year because he's going to stay out here in Los Angeles and get it done the right way. Sometimes you have to get your own guy to say, okay, this is how we got to do this. LeVar went on to say that he told Lonzo if all else fails, go back to the basics, which is come back to me and let me get you right because you were never hurt when you were with me. LeVar feels that the Bulls took the wrong approach in trying to get Lonzo back up and running after his surgery, given that Zoe had already had a bone bruise in his knee. LeVar noted that the team's training staff should have had Lonzo do most of his rehab in the pool, as well as strengthen the other muscles around the knee rather than do the usual out-of-water rehab. When LeVar was asked about a second surgery, LeVar responded with, he won't need another surgery. He's just going to be out here in LA and they're going to train him in a different way, which is something he's used to. LeVar has been a big believer of speaking things into existence, and honestly he's done a pretty good job of it so far. But when it comes to Lonzo's knee, I hear what LeVar is saying. I just really hope that he's right. I can't stress enough that I love the positivity and that I'm rooting for Zoe, but at the same time, a history of lower body injuries is not ideal. We've seen injuries derail too many careers. Oftentimes I find myself wondering what would have happened if Derrick Rose never had injury issues. It sucks that Lonzo has done this great job bouncing back from multiple injuries, proving doubters wrong, showing out in Chicago and becoming one of the nastiest shooters in the league, while providing playmaking and lockdown defense, only to have these untimely injuries occur. In the comments below, let me know if you believe LeVar Ball. Do you really think that Zoe will be back at the start of next season? It may be too early to tell, but if Zoe's resiliency has proven anything, then he'll be back better than ever. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm GETLIKECOOP, bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.